The love you've lost will always remain a part of who you are, shaping your journey. Every tear you shed is a release, a way to make space for healing to take root. It's okay to feel weak, to stumble, to wonder if you'll ever feel whole again. Strength isn't about never falling. It's about finding the courage to rise each time you do. Let yourself remember the good moments. They are treasures, not chains. Even the deepest wounds will begin to mend when met with time and compassion. You are a masterpiece in progress, a story still unfolding in beautiful and unexpected ways. Trust that life has more in store for you, even if the path seems unclear now. Your heart, though fragile, is also the strongest thing you possess. Let your love and pain coexist. Together, they are the essence of what it means to truly live. The shadows may linger, but they are not permanent. They will shift and fade with time. Every challenge you faced has given you tools to navigate what lies ahead. Grief is not the absence of love. It's the continuation of it in a different form. Let the lessons of loss teach you to appreciate the present more deeply. Even when it feels like the world has moved on, your pain is valid and real. The love you hold in your heart is still powerful, still capable of creating light. You don't have to rush the process of finding yourself again. It takes time. Let the quiet moments remind you that peace is still possible. Trust that the universe has a way of bringing beauty out of brokenness. You are not alone in this journey. Others are walking beside you, even in silence. Healing is not about forgetting, but about learning to live with what you've endured. You are a testament to resilience, a symbol of strength in the face of adversity. Every scar you carry is proof that you've survived what tried to break you. Let the love you've known remind you that life is still full of meaning. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let fear keep you from moving forward. Trust in your ability to rebuild, even if the pieces look different than before. Each day you wake up is a chance to take one more step toward the light. The memories that hurt today will one day bring comfort and warmth. You are not defined by your pain, but by the strength you show in overcoming it. Let yourself believe that brighter days are ahead, no matter how distant they seem. The road to healing is not linear, and it's okay to stumble along the way. Let your pain remind you of how deeply you've dared to live and love. Every struggle you've faced has prepared you for the growth yet to come. Hold on to the belief that even in the darkness, there is still light to be found. Trust that the love you've given will come back to you in ways you can't yet imagine. You are a survivor, and your story is far from over. Let your heartache inspire you to create, to build, to seek joy despite the pain. The journey ahead may be long, but every step is worth the effort. You are not alone in your struggles. There is strength in shared humanity. The love within you is a light that will never be extinguished, no matter how hard life tries. Life is not about avoiding pain, but about finding beauty and meaning in spite of it. Trust that the tears you've cried have watered the seeds of something new. Even in the moments when you feel lost, you are still moving forward. Let your story be one of resilience, of rising again and again despite the odds. The love you've known is proof that life, even when painful, is worth living. Every scar you carry is a badge of honor, a symbol of your perseverance. Let yourself hope for a future where the pain is a distant memory. Trust that the universe is not done with you yet. There is more to come. You are not defined by what you've lost, but by how you choose to move forward. The ending of one chapter is the beginning of another, and your story is far from finished. Pain has a way of sinking into the deepest parts of your soul, uninvited but unavoidable. It sits with you in the silence, wrapping itself around your thoughts like an unshakable shadow. You look for answers, but the questions themselves are endless and cruel. The world keeps moving as if nothing happened, but inside you're frozen in time. Memories of better days become bittersweet, sharp enough to make your chest ache. Tears fall when no one is watching because the weight is too much to bear in the open. Every smile feels like a mask, a lie you wear to convince others you're okay. The nights stretch longer, and the mornings bring no relief, only more heaviness. You wonder if the pain will ever leave, or if it's now a permanent part of you. The echoes of what you've lost haunt you, reminding you of what can never return. Yet, somewhere in the depths of your despair, there's a voice, a faint whisper. It tells you that you're still here, still breathing, still capable of moving forward. It's hard to believe it when every part of you feels broken beyond repair. The love you gave, the trust you offered, feels like it was thrown away. Your reflection in the mirror looks unfamiliar, a stranger wearing your face. You carry wounds that no one can see, scars that bleed silently. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the emptiness, it all feels insurmountable. But that voice inside persists, urging you to stand even if it's shaky. You take one step, then another, unsure of where you're going, but unwilling to stop. The weight is still there, but you begin to carry it differently, with purpose. You remember that love, even when it hurts, is still one of the most powerful forces. It has the ability to break you, yes, but also to heal you in ways nothing else can. The people who left, the moments that shattered you, taught you something invaluable. They showed you the depth of your emotions, the strength of your heart. You start to realize that even in the darkness, there is a strange kind of beauty. The tears that fall cleanse you, making space for something new, something stronger. You don't forget the pain, but you learn to live with it, to let it shape you, not destroy you. Each day, you grow a little more resilient, even if it doesn't feel like progress. The shadows that once terrified you now seem like companions, reminding you of how far you've come. The cracks in your heart let in light, even if it's faint and fleeting. Life has a way of testing you, of throwing you into the fire to see if you'll burn. But fire doesn't only destroy, it also purifies, leaving behind only what is essential. You are not the same person you were before the pain, and that's okay. You are stronger now, more aware of what matters, of who you are. The journey is far from over, and the road ahead is still uncertain. But you've learned that you don't need all the answers to keep moving forward. The memories that once haunted you now feel like chapters in a story that isn't finished. You let go of the guilt, the anger, the self-blame that weighed you down. The tears no longer feel like a sign of weakness, but a release, a letting go. Slowly, you start to believe that you deserve peace, even after everything. The world hasn't changed, but your perspective has. You see beauty in places you once overlooked, in the smallest of things. The love you've known, even if it ended in pain, has shaped you in ways you're only beginning to understand. The emptiness you once felt starts to fill, not with things, but with hope. You don't need to forget the past to move on. You only need to carry it differently. The strength you've gained isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, unshakable. You look in the mirror and see someone who has endured, someone who is still standing. The whispers of doubt remain, but they are drowned out by the voice of resilience. You are not defined by what broke you, but by how you put yourself back together. The tears may still come, but they no longer feel like defeat. They feel like release. Pain doesn't disappear, but it transforms, becoming a part of the tapestry of who you are. You carry it with grace, a reminder of the battles you've fought and the victories you've won. Love returns, not always in the ways you expect, but in the ways you need. The road ahead is still long, but you walk it with purpose, with strength. The shadows follow, but they no longer terrify you. They empower you. And as you take each step, you realize that you are not alone in your journey. The world, though cruel at times, holds beauty waiting to be discovered. You are still here, still breathing, still capable of creating something extraordinary. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. And in this chapter, you rise. Even as the weight of the past presses heavily, you find moments where the pain eases. These moments are fleeting, but enough to remind you that life is still moving forward. You are reminded that even the most beautiful things in life can carry scars. The brokenness you feel is not a flaw. It is evidence of how deeply you've lived and loved. The nights may still feel endless, but somewhere in the distance, a dawn awaits. The smallest spark of hope begins to grow, even if you can't see it yet. You find yourself clinging to this spark, letting it guide you through the darkness. Every step you take feels uncertain, but it's a step nonetheless. The road is uneven, littered with the remnants of what once was, but you walk it anyway. Each breath feels like an act of defiance against the pain that tries to hold you back. You begin to notice that the world isn't as unkind as it once seemed. There are moments of beauty, even in the chaos, even in the heartbreak. The sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a stranger, all reminders that life persists. These small moments don't erase the pain, but they offer a reprieve, a chance to breathe. You start to understand that healing isn't about forgetting, it's about transforming. The wounds you carry are a part of you, but they don't define the whole of who you are. You find strength in the fact that you've survived things you once thought impossible. The love that once felt like it was lost forever begins to feel present in new ways. It's in the memories, in the lessons, and in the way you carry yourself now. The pain has softened you, not into weakness, but into someone who understands the depth of life. You realize that tears are not a sign of defeat. They are a sign that you are alive. Crying becomes less about the sorrow and more about release, about letting go. The ache in your chest doesn't disappear, but it begins to make room for something else. That something is peace, not complete, but enough to start rebuilding. The pieces of your heart that felt shattered begin to find their way back together. They don't fit the same way, but they create something entirely new, entirely yours. The shadows that once loomed over you start to feel like reminders of where you've been. You carry them with you, but they no longer feel heavy. They feel like lessons. The love you've given, even when it wasn't returned, still holds value. It taught you that your heart is capable of incredible things, even in the face of pain. Every day is a battle, but you fight it with a quiet determination that surprises even you. You begin to look at the world with different eyes, seeing not just the pain, but the possibility. The dreams you once buried start to resurface, fragile but alive. You let yourself believe in them again, even if it feels foolish or naive. The courage it takes to dream again is not small, it is monumental. You start to surround yourself with people who see your worth, even when you don't. Their kindness, their belief in you, begins to rekindle your belief in yourself. You realize that you don't have to walk this path alone, that strength can be shared. The connections you build feel more authentic, more real, because of everything you've endured. You are no longer afraid to show your scars, to let others see the whole of you. And as the days pass, you find yourself smiling again, not out of obligation, but joy. The light you once thought was extinguished starts to shine brighter, illuminating your path. The road ahead is still uncertain, but it no longer feels impossible to walk. You carry your pain with you, but it no longer weighs you down. It propels you forward. The love you've known, the losses you've endured, they become part of your strength. You are no longer just surviving. You are living, breathing, creating something beautiful from the ruins. The tears you once cried in sorrow now feel like a reminder of your humanity, your resilience. You find peace in knowing that the story is far from over, that new chapters await. The pain will always be a part of you, but it no longer controls you. It empowers you. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of something new. You've walked through the fire and emerged not unscathed, but stronger, more alive. The shadows that once frightened you now feel like old friends, a part of your story. The love you've carried with you through it all is a testament to your strength. You are proof that even in the darkest moments, there is light to be found. You are not defined by your pain, but by the way you've chosen to rise above it. The tears you've shed, the battles you've fought, they are part of your legacy. You are not alone in this journey. There are others walking their own paths beside you. And as you move forward, you carry with you the hope that tomorrow will be brighter. This is your story, and it is far from over. Pain lingers, even when you think you've conquered it. It doesn't leave suddenly. It fades slowly, reminding you of where you've been. You carry its echoes, but now they feel less like chains and more like whispers. The tears you cried no longer feel like defeats, but reminders of how far you've come. You stand taller, even when the weight of the past tries to pull you down. The love you gave, though it seemed to vanish, has shaped the person you are today. It taught you resilience, the ability to endure, and the courage to hope again. The nights that once felt endless now carry a subtle promise of dawn. The shadows no longer consume you. They accompany you, part of your story. The road is still uncertain, but each step forward feels less like struggle and more like purpose. Every scar you carry tells a story, not of weakness but of strength. They are reminders of battles fought and the resilience that carried you through. You don't hide them anymore. Instead, you wear them as proof of your survival. The world hasn't changed, but your perspective has, and that changes everything. The love that once broke you is now the reason you understand the depth of your emotions. You realize that loss doesn't erase love. It transforms it, makes it eternal in a new way. The moments of despair taught you more about yourself than any victory ever could. They showed you your capacity to endure, to rise, to keep moving forward. The pain hasn't disappeared, but it no longer defines you. It shapes you. Each day feels like a choice, a deliberate decision to face the world with courage. There's still a heaviness, but it's no longer unbearable. It's manageable. You've learned to carry it without letting it consume you. The weight has shifted, not because it's lighter, but because you've grown stronger. The nights still bring memories, but now they feel less like torment and more like reminders. They remind you of where you've been and why you'll never stop moving forward. The love you once gave so freely is still within you, waiting to be shared again. You no longer fear the possibility of loss because you've survived it before. The strength you've found isn't loud or obvious. It's quiet, steady, unyielding. You've learned that healing isn't about erasing the pain, but integrating it into who you are. The shadows that once loomed over you now feel like a part of your identity, not a threat. The journey is far from over, but you're no longer afraid about what lies ahead. The unknown no longer feels like a void. It feels like an opportunity. You've stopped running from your past and started embracing it as part of your story. The tears you once cried in silence now feel like a release, a way to cleanse the soul. You've discovered that vulnerability is not weakness. It's strength in its rawest form. The people who hurt you no longer hold power over you. You've reclaimed your narrative. You've learned to forgive, not for them, but for yourself, to free your heart from bitterness. The love you gave, though it wasn't returned as you hoped, was never wasted. It transformed you, made you more compassionate, more understanding, more alive. Each step forward is a testament to your resilience, a reminder of your strength. The scars you carry are no longer sources of shame. They are symbols of survival. They tell a story of a heart that was broken, but never stopped beating. The pain you endured has become a part of you, but it no longer controls you. You found beauty in the cracks, in the imperfections, in the places where you've healed. The journey has been long, but it's also been transformative, shaping you into who you are today. The shadows that once haunted you now feel like old friends, reminders of where you've been. The love you've known, the losses you've faced, have given you a depth of understanding few possess. You walk forward, not with certainty, but with courage, and that makes all the difference. The road ahead is still unknown, but it's also full of possibility, full of hope. This is your story, and it's far from over. You've learned that pain doesn't disappear. It evolves, becomes a part of you in a new way. It no longer feels like a weight pulling you down, but a foundation on which you stand. The love you've carried, the strength you've found, have become your greatest assets. The shadows are still there, but they no longer feel like enemies. They feel like companions. You've stopped fearing the darkness and started finding the light within it. The tears you once hid now feel like a badge of honor, proof of your humanity. Each day feels like a gift, a chance to create something new, something meaningful. The memories of what you've lost no longer feel like chains, they feel like lessons. You've learned to let go of the things that no longer serve you, to make space for what's to come. The journey is far from over, but it's no longer something you dread, it's something you embrace. And as you walk forward, you realize that you are not alone. The world is full of people carrying their own burdens, fighting their own battles. You found strength in their stories, in their courage, in their ability to rise. The love you once thought was gone has found its way back to you, in new forms, new ways. The road is still long, but it no longer feels impossible. It feels full of promise. You are still here, still standing, still breathing, still capable of creating something extraordinary. The shadows may follow, but they no longer define you. They are part of your story. The love you carry, the strength you found, the courage you've shown, they are your legacy. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one full of hope and possibility. You've risen from the ashes, not unscathed, but stronger, more alive than ever before. This is your journey, your story, your life, and it is far from over. Pain still lingers, but its presence no longer paralyzes you. It sits quietly in the background, a reminder of what you've endured and overcome. You no longer avoid it or suppress it. You've learned to sit with it, to understand it. The weight you once carried feels lighter, not because it has diminished, but because you've grown stronger. You've realized that healing doesn't mean returning to who you were. It means becoming someone new. The shadows you once feared now feel like a part of your identity, not something to escape. Each scar you bear is a testament to the battles you've fought and the strength you've shown. The tears you've cried have watered the seeds of resilience that now bloom within you. You've stopped asking why it happened and started asking what you can learn from it. The love you've lost is still a part of you, woven into the fabric of your soul. The nights still come with their silence, but now you find comfort in their stillness. The mornings bring a cautious hope, a quiet promise that life continues. The memories that once tormented you now feel like echoes of lessons learned. You've begun to see the beauty in the impermanence of life, in the fleeting nature of everything. The pain you've carried has softened you, not into weakness, but into understanding. You've learned that vulnerability is not a flaw, but a strength, a doorway to connection. The love you've known, even when it hurt, has shaped you into someone who loves deeply. The losses you've faced have taught you to value what remains, to hold it close. The road ahead is still uncertain, but you've stopped fearing the unknown. Each step you take feels like an act of defiance against the darkness that tried to consume you. You no longer measure your worth by the approval of others, but by your own resilience. The people who walked away no longer haunt you. You've let them go with grace. The love you've given, even when unreturned, has not been wasted. It has expanded you. You've learned to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. The strength you found in your solitude is something no one can take from you. The journey has been painful, but it has also been transformative, shaping you in ways you couldn't imagine. The shadows still linger, but they no longer feel threatening. They feel like a reminder of your humanity. You've stopped chasing perfection and started embracing the beauty of your imperfection. The cracks in your heart let in light, creating something entirely new and uniquely yours. This is your story, and it's one of survival, of resilience, of hope. The tears still come, but now they feel like a release, not a sign of defeat. You've learned to honor your emotions, to let them flow without shame or fear. The love you carry within you is a force stronger than anything that has tried to break you. The pain you've endured has not diminished you. It has deepened your understanding of life. Each day feels like a new opportunity to create, to grow, to heal. The memories of what you've lost no longer feel like chains. They feel like stepping stones. The road ahead is still long, but you no longer dread it. You embrace it. The love you've found in yourself is something you never thought possible, but it's real. The strength you've discovered isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, unwavering. You are not just surviving. You are living, breathing, thriving despite it all. The world still holds its challenges, but you face them with a newfound courage. The shadows that once terrified you now feel like a part of your story, not the whole of it. The love you've known, the pain you've endured, they've made you who you are today. You carry them with you, not as burdens, but as reminders of your resilience. Each step forward is a testament to your ability to rise, to keep moving, to never give up. The road is still uncertain, but you walk it with purpose, with strength, with hope. You've learned to find beauty in the small things, in the moments that once seemed insignificant. The laughter of a stranger, the warmth of the sun, the sound of rain, all feel like gifts. The love you've given, the tears you've cried, the battles you've fought, they all matter. This is your story, and it is far from over. When you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, you are not the sum of your struggles. You are the sum of your resilience, your courage, your dreams that haven't yet faded. There are people who love you, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. You have a purpose, even if you can't see it yet. You are building something inside, a strength, a fire that can withstand any storm. And one day, you will look back and see that every tear, every heartbreak was leading you to a place of peace, a place of love, a place where you can finally be free. So hold on, just a little longer. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep believing in that whisper of strength inside you. Life may be heavy right now, but it's making you into something incredible. One day, you will be the voice of hope for someone else. You will be the light for someone lost in darkness, the hand that lifts them up. And that, my friend, is worth every ounce of pain, every tear, and every moment of doubt. You are loved. You are needed. And above all, you are strong. Keep going. And if right now it feels like the light is too far away, know that it's still there. Sometimes it hides, waiting for us to believe in it, waiting for us to take one more step. Each time you choose to get up in the morning, to face the day despite your fears, despite the pain, that light grows stronger within you. You may not feel its warmth just yet, but it's there, and one day you will see it shining brighter than you ever imagined. Your heart has carried so much, so many stories, so many silent battles. And yes, perhaps those memories hurt. Perhaps they remind you of things you wish you could leave behind. But remember, those memories are not chains. They are lessons, reminders that you are still standing. Every painful memory holds a piece of wisdom, a piece of growth. And each scar on your heart is a testament to your journey, to your resilience, to the person you are becoming. Love, too, is a part of this journey. Even if it feels like love is nowhere to be found, even if the people you trusted have let you down, know that love is not lost. Sometimes, love hides within us, waiting to be found again. When we are ready, love reappears in the most unexpected places, in the smallest gestures, a kind word, a gentle touch, a moment of peace. And though love can bring pain, it is also the one force that can heal us in ways nothing else can. Love, when given a chance, softens our hardened hearts and reminds us that we are never truly alone.